Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Henley Basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and on mybasin.com. It is day 2 of the tournament here in Sisters, and the Henley Hornets are the home designated team in this one as they take on 3A's Santiam Christian. Glad to be with you. My name is Josh Eldridge. Henley entering 4-5 to today's game. Santiam Christian is 6-2. Last time out for each of these squads for Santiam Christian, the Eagles, it was a win against Junction City. This was yesterday afternoon. They defeated the Tigers 52-48. Henley coming up short there last time out against 3A Cascade Christian, a 65-47 loss. Looking to right the ship today on the second game of 3 at the Sisters tournament. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll tell you what you might have missed so far, give you an idea on what the Henley Lady Hornets have been up to. I'll try to update you on what's been going on with Oregon Tech. The Hustlin' and Lady Owls have been on the road this weekend as well. We'll get ready for starting lineups and tip-off as well here in Central Oregon at the Sisters Shootout on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Pacific Power works day in and day out to power our communities because we know our neighbors rely on us. We're trimming and clearing branches around poles and lines, protecting our system, and giving you real-time updates when storms roll in. You can count on us in all seasons. 24/7, we're here for you. Powering your greatness.
The cars we drive play an important part of our everyday. Whether we're going to work, dropping off the kids at school, or maybe even on that first date. Vehicles we drive play an important role in all of that. And that's why at Klamath Falls Subaru, we are so passionate about getting you the long-lasting vehicle that you will love. When you come to our store, you'll find that every department is dedicated to caring for our customers, which is why I can proudly send anyone here knowing that they will be treated like family. Stop by and say hi. When you come to Klamath Falls Subaru, you're coming home.
Josh Eldridge back with you from Sisters High School. Day number 2 of the Sisters Shootout. The Henley Hornets getting set to play the Santiam Christian Eagles. It's the second of 2 games today from Sisters, Oregon. Earlier today, you may have joined us for the Henley Lady Hornets showdown as they took on WF West High School from Chehalis, Washington. Henley held on for what was one of the best basketball games I've seen in recent memory, a 75-73 win with a lot of late drama and big three-point buckets. That was a fun one that the Henley Hornets wound up winning earlier today. The action continues tomorrow here at Sisters. Just a quick look ahead as tomorrow the action, like I said, it'll start at about 1:30 or so. That's when Henley is set to take on Taft. The boys team will play Taft at 1:30, and then at 3:15, the Henley Lady Hornets will play Crook County. We'll have back-to-back games tomorrow afternoon on mybasin.com. Also, want to give you an update on what happened over at Oregon Tech, or for Oregon Tech today, up in Walla Walla, Washington. The Hustlin' and Lady Owls each picking up some wins, 88-54 for Joy Lisa's squad, and 108-64 for Justin Parnell's squad. The Hustlin' and Lady Owls starting out the new year the right way. You'll be able to hear their games against LC State tomorrow on our radio stations. The women tipping things up at 4 o'clock on 104.3 and 960 Sports. The men tipping things up at 6 o'clock on Oregon's Country Giant 92.5 KLAD. You'll be joined by Mike Safford on the calls there. A couple of big games coming up for Tech on that front. Looking at this game we've got in front of us here, though, Henley against Santiam Christian. I was doing some research, haven't found any record of these teams playing in the past 10 years, but Santiam Christian, they were a quality team a year ago. In fact, they were the first team left out of the 3A playoffs. They finished with a 17-9 record a year ago, 11-5 in the Pac West Conference. They won 6 of their last 7 games of the season, but their final game was that 7th loss, and it was the league championship game against CO, and so they wound up missing the playoffs last year. Coach Tyler Ropp's squad's off to a good start, though. Like I said, 6-2 to start this season. Their only 2 losses were to Oregon Episcopal and Pleasant Hill. Since then, they have won 5 straight, including an 86-37 win against Jefferson, a high-scoring output there, and 71-48 against Kennedy, another high output in scoring. But you look at the common opponents that they've had with Henley, there's only one, and it's Junction City, a team that Santiam Christian defeated 52-48, a team that Henley lost to back on December 13th, 63-33. You look at the rosters as well for each of these two teams. A height advantage goes the way of Santiam Christian. They've got 4 players that are 6'4". They've got 6'2" and 6'1". Henley's only got 2 players that are going to be around that 6'4" neighborhood. So it's going to have to be a creative day for Coach Brian Stock's team. They've made a couple of adjustments to the starting lineup. We had a few yesterday. There's even more today, and so excited to share it with you coming up in just a bit. We're going to take a quick time out here on our pregame show. When we come back, I'll introduce you to the starting lineup for both teams. Then we'll be ready for tip-off here at Sisters High School. The Hornets and the Eagles next on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance. Thanks for joining us. Elevate started in 2020 as a dream. I wanted to open up a clinic of my own, really had a heart and a passion to treat athletes of all ages, and got the opportunity to do it. And wow, this is what's happened. One of the best parts of this job is that we get to work with all the student athletes on field, at their contests, at their games, all around the county. Specifically when you're working with dancers, right, we've got like particular ways of movement that we don't want to necessarily correct, because dancers have a very specific way of moving that's important for their athletic performance. At Elevate, we're here to get you moving and keep you moving, no matter if you're 8 or you're 80. Feel free to give us a call at 541-887-2030.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Nearly set for tip-off tonight from Sisters High School. Josh Eldridge here, glad to be along with you. The Hornets taking on the Santiam Christian Eagles. Starting lineup for the Eagles: number 0, Clayton Slagers; number 2, Brendan Fitzpatrick; number 11, Mason Ball; number 12, Landon Van Leuven; and number 23, Steen Smith. For the Hornets, they are led by number 4, Corbin Hamilton, number 10, Reese Schmierbach, number 14, Micah Ibarra, number 20, Carson Sims, and number 44, Brody Fullerton. The Eagles control the opening tip, and they go from left to right, wearing their black uniforms with Eagles written across their chest in white. The Hornets in their white uniforms with Henley written across their chest in white with a blue outline. The first shot of the game was taken and missed by Landon Van Leuven. Now the Hornets come the other way. Pass comes to Sims here in the near corner. Sims gives the pass up to Schmierbach there on the left wing. Now Hamilton straight away. Hamilton He's going to be guarded there, head of the key by Van Leuven. Gives it up to Ibarra for a triple. Hits back iron, no good. And the rebound pulled down by Fitzpatrick. Now here come the Eagles. Brendan Fitzpatrick, 5'9", gives the ball to Mason Ball. Now to the hands of Van Leuven. Driving in now, here's Steen Smith on the left block. Goes up strong, off the glass, no. The rebound chased down by Mason Ball. He gets tied up with Schmierbach. It's poked free for a moment, but Slagers picks it up. Throws the pass in the corner to Fitzpatrick for three, and it rims out. Another opportunity down low for the Eagles. Slagers picks it up, dribbles it out, loses the dribble. Schmierbach lays out for it, but the Eagles still control the ball. The shot clock is not started. Someone has to stop the shot clock, you guys. Shot clock has been off for a while. And so we're going to stop the game here. I think we all kind of noticed it about the same time. Going to see exactly what they set it for. Still counting down, 28, 27, 26. All right. I think they're going to call it down to 20 maybe? Maybe even less. I thought there was a shot that hit rim not that long ago, but now they're draining it down to 11 to 10. Boy, they're taking off even more. They're going to say 8 seconds on the shot clock. And so the Eagles will inbound. Here's Slagers on the far sideline. Gets it into Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick now into Smith on the wing. Now with 5. Smith driving in, and he is going to score on a lay-in close. Steen Smith with the first points of the game. Now the Hornets working quickly the other way. Reese Schmierbach dribbles inside. Dumps it to Fullerton underneath. Fullerton behind the bucket, gets rid of it to Hamilton, hands it to Sims. Sims loses the dribble for a moment, then recollects. Throws it to Hamilton in the far corner, dumps it underneath to Fullerton, nearly steps out, throws it to Schmierbach in the corner, but it was tipped out by the Eagles. And so the Hornets maintain possession. They trail 2-0 with 6:22 to go in the first quarter. Micah Ibarra going to bounce it to Hamilton on the inbound, whips the pass to Schmierbach near side. Schmierbach with a left-handed dribble, finds Ibarra off a screen, dribbles to the free throw line, underhand dish to Fullerton, then back outside to Schmierbach. Schmierbach with a light double team, hands it off to Sims, guarded head of the key by Smith with 2 seconds. Sims pulls up from way downtown and misses the bucket. The Eagles pull down the miss, and now it's Fitzpatrick jogging across the timeline for Santiam Christian. Pass comes near side to Van Leuven. No, pardon me, that was Slagers. Then he gets the pass off to Van Leuven. Around the horn it goes into the hands of Fitzpatrick. Trying to split the defense, loses the dribble. It was poked free by a Hornet defender. Couldn't quite see who got a hand on it, but it's Eagles basketball. Mason Ball to inbound. The senior 6'4" is going to find Fitzpatrick on the inbound pass. And now Fitzpatrick trying to direct a little bit of traffic between the circles. Kicks the pass over to Steen Smith. Smith splits the defense, loses it on the drive, and then it goes out of bounds. Last touched by Smith. Hornets getting ready for a few substitutions. Jeremiah Brunick, Kai Taylor, and Rafa Pena checking into the game. Pena bringing the ball up the far side of the floor. Right-handed dribble is going to hand it off to Schmierbach. Schmierbach, head of the key, now driving in the left lane. Pump fakes a mid-range shot, then finds Ibarra outside. Micah guarded tightly by Ball. Pass in the corner to Schmierbach. No one's home, and that'll be a turnover. The Eagles will take it. Micah Ibarra with a nice dribble move into the paint. Tried to find his teammate in the corner. Just a little bit off the mark with that pass, but I like the aggression there from Micah. Here is Smith with it on the right extended arc. Smith bounces it to Ball, head of the key. Ball now finds Fitzpatrick left side, driving in against Schmierbach. Tosses it back outside to Ball, who drives inside, uses the glass but can't score. Kai Taylor pulls down the miss. Now Schmierbach along the far side of the floor. Reese guarded tightly by Smith, gets to the baseline. Now he's harassed by Ball on his way up. Ball with the steal on Schmierbach's shot, and then loses the dribble in the backcourt. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Eagles. Inbound pass from Mason Ball finds its way to Fitzpatrick. 4:45 to go in the first quarter. Still a 2-0 ball game. Santiam Christian leads Henley. Bounce pass comes near side to Slager, guarded tightly by Schmierbach. Now to Van Leuven, head of the key. Back to Slager. Slager to Van Leuven. Whips the pass to Smith now on the left wing, guarded by Ibarra. Ibarra with a steal. The Hornets have numbers in transition. Micah skates all the way in for two, and the Hornets have this one tied. 4:19 to go in the first quarter, and the Hornets score their first bucket. Here's Brennan Fitzpatrick, guarded by Rafael Pena all the way up the floor. Gets rid of the pass now to the hands of Smith, far side. Dumps it underneath to Fitzpatrick. A little give and go is going to give Fitzpatrick his first 2 points of the game. 4-2 the lead for the Eagles. 4 minutes to go in the first period. Here's Reese Schmierbach trying to drive the right side. Bounces it out to Ibarra, about 25 feet away from the bucket. Now to Pena near side. Pena spins to his left, guarded tightly by Slagers. Finds Schmierbach. Schmierbach getting a little fancy with it. Tries to find Pena. Pena was running right. Schmierbach threw it left. And that'll be a turnover. Reese comes out. Carson's back in. Micah also comes to the bench in favor of Corbin Hamilton. And here come the Eagles. Into the game now, Espen Peterschmidt. Throws it to Ball, then on the far side to Fitzpatrick. Now head of the key to Biza into the game as well. Here's Slager for a catch-and-shoot three. It's good. And now it's 7-2. Eagles lead the Hornets. 3.5 to go in the first quarter. Hamilton has it on the right wing. Now to the hands of Pena. Pena, right extended arc. Picked up by Biza. Trying to find some room on the inside. Lofts it to Taylor. Close to the cup. A nice take by Kai Taylor. Battling through some contact for two. The score 7-4. 3:12 to go in the first quarter. Here's Mason Ball. Ball dribbling into the free throw line, picks up his dribble, then throws it out left to Fitzpatrick. Now near side to Slagers. Another three from the same exact spot that he just hit. 10-4, 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. The Eagles lead the Hornets. Here's Pena on the right side. Pena's trying to drive in, gets to the baseline, turns around for a high arcing shot that rattles out. Mason Ball with the rebound, throws it ahead to Peterschmidt. Peterschmidt, guarded by Hamilton, now head of the key, takes a screen going left, meets Brunick in the paint, then loses it. Nearly goes out of bounds. Finally it does. It was last touched by Brunick. Playing hard defense. Jeremiah not in the starting lineup today. He started most other games for Henley, but no starting today. Brody Fullerton replaced him in the starting lineup, but Brunick in the second unit, he's still going to be committed to the defense and to the boards. That's what he's great at. Steen Smith has it on the left side, throws it top of the key now to Biza. Biza now to Slagers on the right wing. He's hit a couple threes from there, but this time he passes it to Ball. Ball in the near corner. Back to Peterschmidt, now to the hands of Biza. Biza dumps it underneath to Slagers, unable to hit the shot in close. Long rebound is chased down by Corbin Hamilton, I believe. They're going to actually call a push. That rebound made it all the way to half court as Hamilton and Ball were running for it. They're going to charge the foul to Mason Ball. Hamilton got shoved. And so the Hornets will inbound on the far sideline in the front court. Jeremiah Brunick checks out. Brody Fullerton back into the game for Henley. Sims to inbound, finds Pena. Pena whips it to Kai Taylor. Now into the hands of Hamilton, left side. Dumps it to Fullerton on the block. Fullerton going to work, and he hits the shot. Nice job by the freshman on the block. It's 6-10. Henley trails 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Here's Peterschmidt. Gives it up to Van Leuven. Van Leuven now to the hands of Smith. Left extended arc. Now back to Van Leuven. Top of the key. Here's Slagers. Slagers guarded by Sims. Picks up his dribble. Throws it over to Peterschmidt. 17 to shoot. Peterschmidt into the hands of Biza. Biza back to Smith. Straight away. A deep three is no good. Rebound falls to the Eagles. Back up and in is Van Leuven. Nope, that was actually Braden Biza and one. He was fouled on the shot, scored, and he gets a free throw. Today's broadcast on MyBasin.com brought to you in part by Sage Community Credit Union. They know that picking the right path can make the journey easier, the distance shorter, and can assure that you end up at the right place. Whether you're dreaming of owning a home or you just want a great checking account, Sage Community Credit Union can help you reach your goals. Free throw was good that time by Biza. And here's Hamilton now on the right wing. Throws it head of the key to Sims. Sims has to leave his feet to bring that one in and then triggers a three, unable to hit. Rebound pulled down by Steen Smith. The score 13-6. 1:15 to go in the first quarter. Henley trails Santiam Christian. Peterschmidt nearly fouled there. Gets rid of the pass down low to Biza. Goes to work. Up off the glass, no. And a late whistle is going to send him to the line. So they're going to say Pena is going to hit him with the foul there. So Biza sunk his previous free throw, and he makes this one here. No subs in. Got a second free throw on the way. That one hits the front of the rim, but then drops after all. The score 15-6. Henley trails Santiam Christian. 1:05 to go in the opening quarter. Here's Rafael Pena there on the far side. Takes a screen going left, splits up the defense. Slick feed to Taylor, close and a score. Beautiful passing by Pena and a nice score there by Taylor. He's got 4 points. Henley trailing by 7. 49 seconds to go in the first quarter. Driving in. Here's Peter Schmidt, a reverse layup and a foul. He's going to shoot 2. First free throws coming up for Espen Peterschmidt. Want to remind you today's broadcast on mybasin.com brought to you in part by Klamath Falls Subaru, who through the Subaru Love Promise and Subaru Share the Love events has donated thousands of dollars to dozens of hometown charities. Comfortable and not corporate at Klamath Falls Subaru. Stop by and say hi. Ibarra checks in for Pena. The first free throw was good off the hands of Peter Schmidt. He's got a second one. And it's good. 17-8, Henley trails. 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. Here's Ibarra bringing the ball up the floor for Henley. Ibarra switches to a left-handed dribble. Underhand dish to Sims, still on the left wing. Sims brings it around top of the key. Right-handed dribble, picks it up, then throws it to Ibarra near side. It was tipped free and into the hands of Slagers. Eagles coming the way. Shot clock is off. 30 seconds to go. Here's Smith. Well beyond the arc left side. Hamilton comes out to guard him, although just lightly. Here's Smith trying to drive left and a whistle. We have no shot. There was no shot clock. They don't need to worry about a shot clock. Shot clock was off. I think we reset things. What do we got here? Not entirely sure, but it looks like it's Eagles basketball. 17 1/10 of a second remaining. Ball is inbounded into the backcourt to Steen Smith. Walks it up and just camps out in front of the half-court stripe left side. Denies a screen going right. Spins around, guarded by Hamilton at the free throw line. He throws it to Slagers. Slagers driving in, off the glass, no. Fullerton pulls down the rebound, and that will end the first quarter. 17-8 the score, and Santiam Christian leads the Henley Hornets. Back with second quarter action after this on mybasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food.
For your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Nearly ready for the second quarter of action tonight from Sisters High School. The Hornets trail after one period to the Santiam Christian Eagles. The score 17-8 as we get started for the second quarter. 5 on the floor for Henley: Corbin Hamilton, Reese Schmierbach, Brody Fullerton, Micah Ibarra, and Carson Sims. Out there for the Eagles, it is Smith along with Slagers, Fitzpatrick, Ball, and Van Leuven. 5 original starters for them on the floor. Sims thought about a three right off the inbound pass, then gives it up to Schmierbach, then to Ibarra right side, dumps it underneath to Fullerton, in close. Brody scores again. He's done a fine job on the interior of this tournament and the last few games for Henley. He's now got 4 points, and the Hornets trail by 7. 7:40 to go in the first half. Here's Steen Smith on the right side. Switches to a left-hand dribble, gets around Ibarra, throws up a tough shot from about 8 feet out, unable to get it to go, gets his own miss, tosses it underneath to Ball. He can't get it to go. Fullerton rips away the board, and a whistle. So we had a foul called against Santiam Christian. Had Coach Stock get a warning, too, for asking for the foul that wound up getting called anyway. And Ibarra dribbles it up head of the key. Apologize for the silence there. Was trying to work out what's going on. Sims, a great pass to Fullerton down low. Brody's fouled. and he'll get a couple of free throws. Fullerton getting his first look at the line today. Want to remind you tonight's broadcast on mybasin.com brought to you in part by God's Gifts Photography. If you're an athlete, or if you're a parent of a high school athlete, I suppose, trying to take good pictures and keep up with the action, it's hard, but there is a solution, and that's God's Gifts Photography. Annalisa attends high school sporting events in the Klamath Basin to take both individual and team action photos at a great price. Search her up on Facebook, God's Gifts 2. The number 2, by the way. Fullerton missed his first free throw. He misses his second as well, and the Eagles pull down the miss. 17-10 the score. 7:10 to go in the first half. Here's Slagers, guarded by Schmierbach. Gives it up to Smith. Uncontested look from downtown. No good. Rebound chased down by Ibarra. And here comes Micah and the Hornets into the front court. Gives it up to Schmierbach. Back to Ibarra. He tries a three. Got it! Timeout called. We'll take it. 17-13. 6:50 to go in the second. Back with more Henley basketball after this on mybasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local, community, engaged.
(17-13) the score. Henley trailing Santiam Christian. 6:50 to go in the second quarter. The Eagles have the basketball, and the Hornets come out in a little bit of a press. They trap at half court. They get Fitzpatrick tied up and a held ball. Oh, they're going to say Fitzpatrick traveled, and then a technical assessed against Schmierbach. Was it? They're going to give Sims a technical foul. He's trying to say he was just clapping, but that turnover is now going to be wiped away, and it'll be free throws for the Eagles. Fail to see how clapping gives you a technical, but I suppose you can't get too excited. Smith at the line for a couple. Misses his first. So we're going to have Pena check in favor of Sims as well. Second free throw on the way. It's no good. So it should be Eagles basketball. They'll inbound on the sideline. Also checking into the game for the Eagles is Espen Peterschmidt. He'll substitute in for Steen Smith. Inbound pass goes to Peter Schmidt. He's guarded by Ibarra. And he gives it up to Van Leuven, head of the key. Van Leuven then finds Biza left side, then in the corner to Fitzpatrick. Then over to Van Leuven. Here's Biza. Passes it near side to Slagers. Slagers driving inside, then goes outside to Biza. He drives and is fouled. And they're going to count the bucket and the foul, shooting one. So Biza has made all three of his previous free throws and has 7 total points. Free throw is good, and the score 20-13. Pena brings it up the far side of the floor. 6:23 remaining in the second quarter. Now it's Hamilton, top of the key. Hamilton jab step right, then throws it left to Ibarra. Tried to get it to Fullerton underneath, but it's tipped away. Eagles bringing it up. Here's Fitzpatrick. Now to the hands of Peter Schmidt. Goes over to Fitzpatrick, well beyond the arc, top of the key, guarded by Schmierbach. Then he goes back to Peter Schmidt, dumps it underneath to Ibiza, and a whistle. We're going to call a whistle away from the basketball. And a technical is going to come to Coach Stock as well. Hornets less than pleased with the officiating here tonight. And I think the Hornets fans less than pleased with the officiating tonight as well. Going to call Schmierbach with an off-ball foul, and then Coach Stock with the technical. And that is going to give Slagers a couple of free throws. His first free throw is no good. He's got a second one coming up. Missed them both. Mason Ball checking in. He'll replace Van Leuven. And it'll be Eagles basketball again. We've had 2 Hornet technical fouls in about 40 seconds of game time. And about, 15 minutes of real time. It's kind of slowed to a crawl here in the second quarter. Fullerton checks out. Kai Taylor checks in for Henley. And it looks like we're ready to go. The Eagles will have the basketball. Inbound pass goes to Peter Schmidt. Comes near side to Slagers. Head of the key to Ball. Ball is another whistle. And I think we got another foul against Henley here. I think that... was it a foul against the Hornets? Who was it against? Still haven't gotten any designation from the officials yet. Okay, they're calling Taylor with a hold. It's a non-shooting foul. Some subs coming in. Welcome to the game for the first time, Thunder Kirk and also Steen Smith. You get into games like this and you want to root on your team. I don't know if the Hornets crowd doing themselves any favors here. You'd like to say the officials could remain impartial, but they're getting pretty vocal on the opposite side of the floor as well. So I want to just try to rein it in altogether. All right. What do we got here, guys? 6:05 to go in the second quarter, by the way. The second quarter's only been going on for 2 minutes. Oh, boy. I don't want to make it sound like I'm complaining, by the way. I love being here in the gym, watching basketball. Just, sometimes you got to laugh, right? Sometimes it's healthy to do that, I think. So 5 on the floor for Henley. Thunder Kirk, Micah Ibarra, Corbin Hamilton, Jeremiah Brunick, and Reese Schmierbach. The Eagles start with the basketball. Here's Peter Schmidt on the left wing. Gives it up to Slagers. Slagers cross-court pass near side to Smith. Fakes right, drives left. Brunick pokes it free, and then another whistle. This time it's going to be a travel against Braden Biza. And that might be the loudest the Hornets fans have been all afternoon so far, is when the other team gets a whistle. Here's Schmierbach, top of the key, driving left. Now gets to the free throw line. Throws it to Ibarra far side. Ibarra gives it back to Schmierbach. Has it on the right elbow. Bounces it to Hamilton near side. Hamilton head fakes a 3. Gets to the free throw line. The 15-foot jumper is good for Corbin Hamilton. His first 2 points of the game. Henley trails by 5. 5.5 to go in the second quarter. Pass goes over to Smith there, right side. Now he's trying to drive head of the key. Throws it to Ball, top of the key now. Into the hands of Slager. Skips it underneath to Biza. Biza, tough bucket underneath. He's having a great game so far. 22-15, 5:16 to go in the second quarter. Schmierbach trying to find a screen set by Brunick, going left, kicks it to Ibarra. Down underneath to Brunick, and just threw it too far to his left. Ball goes out of bounds. Eagles get it. And so a couple of subs in for the Eagles. We'll see Tim Ewis into the game for the first time. Also a returning Landon Van Leuven. Here we go. Bringing it up here is Peter Schmidt. Guarded by Kirk on his way up the floor. Gives it up to Slagers. Slagers trying to split the defense. Brunick's going to commit a foul. And that should be 2 free throws coming up here for the Eagles after that Brunick foul. And Slagers a chance to shoot 2. He's got 6 points already, but he did miss each of his previous 2 free throws. His 6 points do come on 2 made threes, so we know he's got the touch, but still unable to hit from the line as he misses his first there. Got another one coming up. That one's also no good. They're going to call a lane violation against the Eagles, and the Hornets will get the basketball. Ibarra inbounds to Schmierbach. Ibarra throws it ahead to Kirk in the corner. Kirk head fakes a 3, drives inside, throws up a floater, no good. Rebound picked up by the Eagles. Here they come, led by Peter Schmidt. 22-15 the score, 4:43 to go before halftime. Pass comes to Van Leuven on the right wing. He's pressured, gets rid of it to Ewis on the right block, then back underneath to Van Leuven. Tough shot won't go. The Eagles get their own miss, and the putback is there. I believe that was Biza again. He has been an absolute monster underneath so far in this game. 24-15, and the Eagles lead the Hornets. 4:20 to go in the second quarter. Ibarra tries to respond with a 3, unable to do so. Rebound pulled down by Van Leuven on the other side. Now here come the Eagles. Peter Schmidt has it between the circles now. Guarded by Ibarra. Then throws it left into the hands of Biza. Biza then feeds Slagers there on the far side. Tries to get in between the defense. The ball's poked free. Picked up by Biza. Ibarra makes Biza lose it. There's 4 Hornets in the paint, and Biza nearly scores anyway. Misses. Gets his own miss. His putback attempt no good. And this time Brunick grabs the rebound. Gives it up to Schmierbach. Now there's another loose ball that Biza picks up. Tries one from 15 feet out. It rolls off. And Schmierbach pulls down the rebound. Schmierbach racing ahead here for Henley. Now to Brunick. Right side to Ibarra. Top of the key. Ibarra driving inside. Off the window and in. Ibarra now has 7 points. His team trails by 7. 3:25 to go in the second quarter. Here's Peter Schmidt. Throws it to Slagers there on the left wing. Slagers trying to take a screen right. Gets trapped at half court. Now into the hands of Van Leuven right side. Here's Peter Schmidt in the near corner. Peter Schmidt fields a double team, gets to the free throw line, dumps it underneath to Ibiza, and that is too easy for him. 26-17, 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Hamilton tries a triple, and it's not going to hit. Rebound tracked down by Peter Schmidt. The Eagles have numbers in transition. A tough bucket won't go. Slagers pulls down the miss and gets the putback. 28-17 the score. Henley trails, 2:45 to go in the second quarter. Schmierbach along the far side of the floor. Reese with the ball in his left hand. Takes a screen set by Hamilton. They're going to say that was an offensive charge. Hamilton tried to set his feet. Wound up on the deck. He tried to stand his ground. Maybe too much? Not quite sure, but they're going to call Hamilton with the moving screen. And we've got quite a few subs coming in for the Eagles. I'll just reset the full 5 on the floor for you for them. We are going to see Brennan Fitzpatrick, along with Landon Van Leuven, out there with Trey Yost, Isaac Johnson, and Steen Smith. For Henley, it's Hamilton, Ibarra, Schmierbach, Brunick, and Sims. Bounce pass goes to Johnson on the left elbow, gives it back outside to Fitzpatrick, now near side to Smith. Smith trying to drive left against Schmierbach, loses the dribble, tips it out to Fitzpatrick for 3. Front iron, no. The rebound tipped around and gathered by the Eagles. Pass comes again to Fitzpatrick. Another triple and another miss. Sims skies for the rebound, but then he is going to be fouled in the open floor. Sims was hassled by a flock of Eagles and will get fouled. I'm going to say Sims and Schmierbach going to inbound as well in the backcourt. That was the 3rd team foul, by the way, for the Eagles. Henley still at 5, so that puts the Eagles in the bonus. And here comes Schmierbach and Sims into the front court for Henley. They trail by 11 with 2 minutes to go in the half. Sims, top of the key, trying to drive left, picks up his dribble. Looking for Schmierbach on the right side. Schmierbach gets one step inside the free throw line, dumps it to Brunick on the block. Brunick feels the double team, spins around anyway. He is going to have traveled going up for the shot. And so that will be Eagles basketball. It's going to be Van Leuven to inbound. And he'll kick it to Fitzpatrick. Guarded by Ibarra all the way up the floor. Micah just pestering him there. Gets rid of it to Van Leuven, and a great screen set. Top of the key. Opens up Fitzpatrick for an easy 2. 30-17, the score by the Eagles. Great pass to underneath to Brunick, and he's able to score as well. Brunick backing down, and a good cut for him. He's got his first 2 points of the game. Eagles now into the front court. They lead 30-19, a minute 20 to go. Driving inside is Smith. He throws up a wild shot that's no good. They're going to call a foul against the Eagles. Call the foul on Isaac Johnson. That's their 4th team foul. Sims took the worst of that one. And so we've got some more subs coming in for Santiam Christian. I think we've got a timeout coming. 1:16 to go in the half. We'll take it. 30-19 the score. The Hornets trail the Eagles. Back after this on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
The best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan?
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
You know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
30-19 the score. The Hornets trail the Santiam Christian Eagles. 1:16 to go in the first half. The Hornets will inbound on the baseline away from the basket. It'll be Ibarra, Schmierbach, Brunick, Hamilton, and Sims on the floor. They inbound to Schmierbach. He's going to be bothered all the way up the floor by Peter Schmidt. But Peter Schmidt relents as Schmierbach crosses into the front court. Now Ibarra has it. Ibarra looks to Sims, well beyond the arc straight away. Sims taking a screen left, tried to find Hamilton, mistimed it. A loose ball is taken away by Slagers. Slagers now into the front court for the Eagles, has it near side, guarded by Schmierbach. No look pass to the corner to Johnson. He drives baseline, kicks it to Biza for two. Making the extra pass are the Eagles, and they lead 32-19. 42 seconds remain in the half. Here's Schmierbach, gives it up to Sims. Sims loses the dribble, recollects. There's a tie-up for it. A loose ball squirts free. Mason Ball driving inside against Hamilton. Ball throws it up, and out of bounds it goes. It'll be Eagles basketball. Biza to inbound on the baseline. Shot clock is off. 29 seconds to go. High top of the key inbound pass to Peter Schmidt. Throws it to Ball. Ball then feeds Peter Schmidt back in the far corner. Ball's poked free. Out of bounds it goes. Last touched by Sims. It'll be Eagles basketball with 22 seconds remaining. Inbound pass is off the back of Schmierbach. He reaches for it, but the ball finds its way to Biza anyway. Now Peter Schmidt has it left extended arc, 16 seconds. Puts it on the deck. Now in the right hand, trying to find room going right. He's trapped. Brunick relents, then gives it up to Slagers. Slagers now with 8, drives inside. Ibarra steals it with 5. Ibarra crosses half court. He's fouled in the open court. And that should be free throws coming up for Micah Ibarra with 4 1/10 of a second left in the half. Micah to the line for 2. He's already got 7 points in the game thus far. Kai Taylor getting set to check in after Micah's first free throw. It's good. Taylor replaces Brunick. And another free throw coming up for Ibarra. That one's good as well. 32-21. 3 seconds to go. The Eagles inbound. A deep three is blocked by Ibarra at the first half buzzer. 32-21. Henley does trail as we go into the Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club halftime show. We'll be back and break down our leading scorers for you. Tell you what else to expect as we continue your coverage from beautiful Sisters, Oregon on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness and Performance. Thanks for joining us. Elevate started in 2020 as a dream. I wanted to open up a clinic of my own, really had a heart and a passion to treat athletes of all ages, and got the opportunity to do it. And wow, this is what's happened. One of the best parts of this job is that we get to work with all the student athletes on field, at their contests, at their games, all around the county. Specific movement that we want, we don't want to necessarily correct, because dancers have a very specific way of moving that's important for their athletic performance. At Elevate, we're here to get you moving and keep you moving, no matter if you're 8 or you're 80. Feel free to give us a call at 541-887-2030.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Josh Eldridge back with you on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Our score at halftime, 32-21. The Santiam Christian Eagles lead the Henley Hornets. Let's go ahead and break down our leading scorers for you so far. We'll start with the team in front. That's the Eagles, who are led by Braden Biza, unofficially at 16 points after the first half. He's helped out by Clayton Slagers with 8, 4 from Brendan Fitzpatrick, and 2 each from Espen Peterschmidt and Steen Smith. Those are your scorers for the Santiam Christian Eagles. Meantime, for Henley, they are led by Micah Ibarra with 9 points. They've got 4 each from Kai Taylor and Brody Fullerton, and 2 each from Jeremiah Brunick and Corbin Hamilton. Those are your scorers for Henley. So far, to me, this game has come down to rebounding, and the Santiam Christian Eagles with a ton of offensive rebounds, and specifically Braden Biza, who, like I said, has 16 points. The majority of those are second-chance buckets. He does have 4 free throws. Again, I'm not keeping track of this, but I would honestly venture to guess that those are the only 4 points he has that aren't second-chance points. He has been an absolute monster on the glass and has helped build his team this lead, because when he's not getting putbacks, he's dishing it out to guys like Slagers, to guys like Fitzpatrick, who are able to knock down those longer distance shots. And it's hard because Henley is committing a lot of guys in the paint. But when you've got 3 6'4" guys on the roster, sometimes there's not much you can really do. Just hope that you can get better positioning and that someone doesn't reach over you. Henley just has a size disadvantage in this game. They're playing well otherwise. They've done a lot of things I liked. I like the press. I like the pace they're playing with. They're trying some different things. They're trying a new lineup. Brody Fullerton, a freshman, getting the start tonight. He's got 4 points, and he looks good. Hasn't played a ton of minutes, but in his minutes he's been on there, he's been able to fight for some rebounds, stand in there amongst the trees, and like I said, he's got 4 points. Micah Ibarra has 9. He's been honestly taking a bit of an initiator role, a facilitator, which I've always wanted to see from him. And he's been passing the ball nicely, led to a couple of Brunick buckets and Taylor buckets as well. Schmerbach passing the ball nicely as well. So Henley doing a lot of things right. They just are having a hard time on the boards against a team that just frankly is a lot bigger than them. They're playing good basketball, and they're certainly not out of it yet, trailing by 11 at halftime. We're going to step aside for a quick break. When we come back, I'll tell you what's up next at the Sisters Tournament, give you an idea of all the sports coverage we've got coming up in the Klamath Basin rest of the weekend. That's coming up on the Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club halftime show on MyBasin.com.
Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness and Performance. Thanks for joining us. Elevate started in 2020 as a dream. I wanted to open up a clinic of my own, really had a heart and a passion to treat athletes of all ages, and got the opportunity to do it. And wow, this is what's happened. One of the best parts of this job is that we get to work with all the student athletes on field, at their contests, at their games all around the county. Specifically when you're working with dancers, right, we've got like particular ways of movement that we don't want to necessarily correct, because dancers have a very specific way of moving that's important for their athletic performance. At Elevate, we're here to get you moving and keep you moving, no matter if you're 8 or you're 80. Feel free to give us a call at 541-887-2030.
32-21, the Santiam Christian Eagles lead the Henley Hornets here at halftime. More basketball still yet to come tomorrow here from Sisters, Oregon. Our day starts at 1:30, and it'll be all day long in the elementary school. 1:30, the Henley boys play Taft. And then at 3:15, the Henley girls play Crook County. And I got to be honest, the Crook County-Henley Lady Hornets game has been one I've had circled ever since I got this schedule, because Henley played Crook County earlier in the season and wound up losing to the Cowgirls, hoping that they can come away with a win tomorrow afternoon at 3:15. We'll be back with you for both games tomorrow as well. Also coming up tomorrow, the Oregon Tech Hustlin' Lady Owls continue the season after a couple of wins today. The Tech women defeated Walla Walla 88-54. The Tech men defeated the Wolves 108-64. Tomorrow's going to be a test, though, against LC State. You might recall the last couple of seasons, it was LC State who knocked the Lady Owls out of the Cascade Conference playoffs, and they will play tomorrow at 4 o'clock on this station on 104.3 and 960 Sports, and then the Hustlin' Owls at 6 o'clock on Oregon's Country Giant 92.5 KLAD. So a full day of basketball coming up tomorrow on our stations. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you're having a great new year so far, and I hope you're enjoying our coverage of Henley basketball here tonight. Whether you're a fan from the Klamath Basin or abroad, or maybe you are a fan of the Santiam Christian Eagles and you found our broadcast to support them, appreciate you all the same. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Going to take one more break here on our halftime show. When we come back, we'll be ready for third quarter action on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. Henley trails 32-21.
Over the last year, you've heard and seen the advertisement for God's Gifts 2, a local photographer who travels to high school sporting events and takes individual and team action photos at a great price. Something you may not know, though, is that the money from God's Gifts Photography supports 6 children in Kenya who Annalisa has met on mission trips. If you'd like to capture your athlete in action and help support these kids, call 541-281-2206. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account to retirement planning and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Josh Eldridge back with you for a third quarter already in action. Santiam Christian started with the basketball. Brody Fullerton pulls down a rebound on a missed shot. Henley trails 32-21 as we start the third quarter. Here's Micah Ibarra with it on the left wing. A beautiful step to the rim and a nice score there for Micah. Trims the deficit to single digits. Ibarra now has 11 points. 32-23 the score, just getting started here in the third. Van Leuven tries to pass it to Fitzpatrick. It was poked free, but Slagers picked it up. Finds its way to Fitzpatrick eventually in the far corner. Then back to Smith. Now near side to Van Leuven. Cross-court heave to Fitzpatrick. Then on the right wing to Smith. He drives in. A high shot off the glass is in. A nice shot that time by Steen Smith. Can't take anything away from him there. He's got 4 points. His team back out in front by 11. Ibarra hands it off to Schmierbach. Schmierbach has it, head of the key. Trying to drive left. Bounce it to Sims. Going baseline. Sims unable to finish in close. And Mason Ball pulls down the rebound. Smith going to finish for 2 on the other side. He's now got 6 points. Pena now at the scorer's table. And we'll have a timeout here for Henley. Quickly to start the third. They trail 36-23. Back with more after this on mybasin.com.
Pacific Power works day in and day out to power our communities because we know our neighbors rely on us. We're trimming and clearing branches around poles and lines, protecting our system, and giving you real-time updates when storms roll in. You can count on us in all seasons. 24/7, we're here for you. Powering your greatness.
(36-23) our score. Calling a timeout, I think, to get Sims off the floor. Looked like his ankle might have been bothering him again, so they bring in Rafa Pena. And it looks like we're ready to go. The inbound pass goes to Schmierbach. Schmierbach gives it up to Pena there on the left extended arc. Pena looking for Ibarra, finds him after a screen. Ibarra feeling pressure, trying to dump it underneath to Hamilton. But the pass intercepted by Landon Van Leuven. Now here come the Eagles. Into the front court, it's Steen Smith. Smith loses the ball. Schmierbach with a steal. Bounces it ahead to Ibarra. Van Leuven lays out, comes up with the ball. Slagers picks it up, and then Fullerton takes it away. Hot potato. Fullerton into the paint. Rifles a pass to Schmierbach, but Fullerton was fouled. And so this will keep the basketball with the Hornets. Micah Ibarra now is going to inbound on the baseline. To the left side of the bucket. Ibarra looking for someone to inbound to. Finds Hamilton in close. Quickly up for two. A nice score there for Corbin. Gives him 4 points in the contest. 36-25. 6 minutes remain in the third. Fitzpatrick finds Steen there on the far side. Now back to Van Leuven on the left wing. Top of the key to Slagers. Now it's Steen. Smith again from three. No good. Rebound pulled down by Corbin Hamilton. Gives it up to Pena coming into the front court. Pena inside the arc. Euro steps. A high shot. No good. Schmierbach pulls down the miss. Dances around in the paint. Kicks it out to Ibarra for three. No. Fullerton with a rebound and a foul going the other way. I think Schmierbach with an off-ball foul trying to get positioning on the rebound. And so it will give the Eagles the basketball. And Fullerton battling for the rebound there. Even though it won't go in the books as one, he played that well. Again, like what I'm seeing, his commitment on the glass, his second game starting at the varsity level. Here's a freshman. It's an 11-point difference between the Hornets and the Eagles. Here's Peter Schmidt. Down underneath to Biza. Hamilton blocks it at the cup. The second shot from Biza, no. A third chance blocked by Hamilton. A fourth chance, and they got it. They can't keep Biza off the glass. He is dominant down there underneath, doing everything they can. 2 blocked shots, and he still scores. Here's Pena. Top of the key. Pena took some contact to the face. No whistle. Dishes a pass underneath to Hamilton. A nice mid-range jumper for Corbin, and another 2 points. 6 total for him, and his team within 9. Bounce pass goes to Biza at the free throw line. Kicks it to Fitzpatrick for a corner three. It rims out. Hamilton pulls down the rebound. Gives it up to Schmierbach. Schmierbach along the far side of the floor. Bounces it to Pena. Spins around. Picks up the dribble. Outside to Hamilton for three. No. Rebound is going to be tracked down by Peter Schmidt. Here come the Eagles the opposite way. Peter Schmidt throws the ball near side to Fitzpatrick. Catch and shoot three. No. Rebound pulled down by Slagers. He backs out beyond the arc, guarded by Schmierbach. Gives it back to Fitzpatrick. They dump it underneath to Biza. He's met at the cup by Hamilton. Another great defensive play by Corbin. But an offensive rebound and a quick three is going to be made by Clayton Slagers. He's got 11, and it's a 41-27 game. 4:11 to go in the third. Another possession where you feel like you do everything you can right, and they hit the shot anyway. Pena trying to go left. Bounces it over to Ibarra. Ibarra hits it top of the key to Schmierbach. Feeds Pena on the far side for three. No. Rebound picked up by Fullerton. His putback blocked by Ball. A loose ball is picked up by Schmierbach. Bounces it to Pena. Pena to Hamilton. He tries a triple. That time he hits it. Hamilton having a great third quarter. 7 points in this period. 9 for the game. His team trailing by 11. Ball along two. Won't go. The rebound is battled for, and an offensive foul is going to go against the Hornets, I believe. Biza's coming up limping. They might want to go get him, and I think they will. A lot of subs coming in here for both teams. We'll just reset the 5 out there for you. First for Santiam Christian, it is Smith, Johnson, Slager, Fitzpatrick, and Peter Schmidt. For Henley, it's Ibarra, Brunick, Taylor, Sims, and Pena. Pass comes near corner. Peter Schmidt left uncontested from downtown. Misses the shot, and Pena is going to get fouled trying to pull down the rebound. Peter Schmidt's picking up the foul on that one, and the Hornets will inbound to the baseline away from the cup. They trail 41-30, 3:25 to go in the third quarter. Actually, they're going to inbound on the sideline in front of the Santiam Christian bench. Inbound pass goes to Pena. Has it there on the left side. Pena taking a Brunick screen right. Slips the screen. Driving in. Pena with an acrobatic shot, but it doesn't go. Rebound pulled down by Santiam Christian. Steen Smith is going to have it poked free by Taylor, but it's recollected by Slagers. Pass comes near side to Peter Schmidt. Tries a three. Back iron. Taylor leaps for the rebound. Gives it up to Pena. Pena lofting it ahead to Sims. On the drive. Sims off the glass. He is going to be fouled. He doesn't get the bucket, but Sims will shoot 2 free throws. Sims at the line for 2, his first free throw attempts of the night. Today's broadcast on MyBasin.com brought to you by Geno's in their 40th anniversary, open on East Main Street every morning at 6:30, serving up their famous breakfast burritos. Those are served all day long, along with other menu items like burgers, monthly specials, and Italian favorites. You can order online at ilovegenos.com or have it brought to you on DoorDash. 10-point game after Sims' first make at the line. He's got a second one. We're also going to see Biza check back into the game for the Eagles. Seems to be he's all fixed up. Sims made both free throws. It's a 9-point game, 41-32. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Driving inside is Smith. Kicks it outside to Peter Schmidt for 3. Rattles home. Peter Schmidt's now got 5 points. His team up by 12. Here's Pena into the front court. Drives inside. Nearly travels. Bounced it outside to Ibarra. Ibarra drives into the free throw line. Then dishes it to Brunick outside. Brunick bouncing it to Pena off a screen. Still on the right arc. Pena gets by his defender. Strong take. He's fouled. No bucket. He's shooting 2. He plays with a high motor. That's what you can say about a lot of these Henley players, truthfully. But Pena as a freshman, it's just fun to see. First free throw is made there by Rafael Pena. Brunick subs out. Hamilton's back in. And a second free throw coming up for Pena. We're also going to see Mason Ball back into the game for Santiam Christian. And I believe that's the only sub in. Pena's second free throw is good. 10-point advantage, Eagles. 2.5 to go in the third. Peter Schmidt, guarded by Pena all the way up the floor. Throws it to Smith here near side, then to Ball in the corner. Ball guarded by Hamilton, picks up the dribble, throws it to Smith, then feeds Van Leuven, then in the corner to Peter Schmidt for 3. The rebound is collected by Taylor. They're going to call a foul against Biza. And now the whistle seemingly going the other way. Ebbs and flows in the game of basketball. Should be 5 fouls. And that should be free throws as well. I think the shooter is going to be Kai Taylor, and it is. Taylor had 4 first-half points and is now shooting his first free throws. Want to remind you, tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance. They use a modern and research-backed approach to physical therapy to ensure you see both a reduction in pain and enhanced mobility, getting you back to peak levels of optimal health and wellness. Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance has been treating athletes of all ages since 2020. They are a scoreboard presenting sponsor. You see their logo on your screen there on the left side. Taylor, for his part, split his 2 free throws. 44-35 the score with 2:03 to go in the third quarter, and we're going to have a timeout called by the Eagles, and we'll take it with them with 2:02 left to go, and again a 44-35 ball game. Back after this on MyBasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
44-35 the score, and the Henley Hornets trail the Santiam Christian Eagles. 2:02 to go in the third. Eagles start with the basketball. Peter Schmidt has it. He brings it up between the circles, throws it to Ball on the right side, guarded there by Hamilton, then to Smith for a right elbow jumper that doesn't fall. Long rebound is going to be touched by Kai Taylor on its way out. And so it'll remain Eagles basketball. And we should have a reset shot clock, I thought. Ball hit the rim. But now the officials are discussing. I'm not quite sure what it is. I think the only thing I notice is the shot clock, but now you got all the officials. They're talking about the shot clock. They're trying to. I think we got it, guys. I think everyone has decided after much deliberation that the shot clock is at 35 seconds. And, yeah, there you go. Here we have it. Eagles basketball on the far sideline. Inbound pass to Biza. Can't control it cleanly. Goes up with the shot anyway and scores. He's got 20 points now. His team leads by 11. Ibarra has it on the right side. Underhand pass to Sims. Takes a screen left. Tries to get it to Pena and does. Pena skips the pass to Taylor in close. Head fakes. He gets the defender to jump and gets fouled. No bucket, but Taylor going back to the line for two. Tonight's broadcast on MyBasin.com brought to you in part by the Pacific Power Foundation, who their goal is to support the growth and vitality of local communities through charitable investment. Over the past 5 years, the Pacific Power Foundation has awarded over $13 million to nonprofit organizations. Big thanks to the Pacific Power Foundation for supporting us on 104.3 and 960 Sports and this season of Henley basketball. Taylor made his first free throw. Slagers is going to check back into the game for the Eagles in favor of Landon Van Leuven going to the bench. Second free throw coming up here for Taylor. And the shot's good. Taylor now 3 for 4 at the line on the ball game. He's got 7 total points. Hornets starting to press a little bit here on defense. Pass is able to beat the press. Smith driving inside. His reverse layup is no good. The Hornets pull down the rebound. Outlet pass to Sims. One-on-one in transition. Sims finishes close to the cup. He's got 4 points and a whistle. Trying to tell Coach Stock to stay in his seat. Didn't see him out on the floor, but here we go. 46-39 after that make from Sims. Eagles get it to Fitzpatrick. Now Slager's there on the far side. Back to Fitzpatrick. Skips it in the corner to Steen. Try to get it underneath the ball, but the Hornets take it away. Pena racing ahead for Henley. Has it top of the key. Throws it to Ibarra. Thought about a triple, then thought twice. Gives it up to Pena. 50 seconds in the period. Sims has it now right wing. Bounce pass to Taylor. They're going to call an offensive foul against Sims, trying to say he used his forearm to create some space. Oh, no, pardon me. They're going to actually say that foul was against Taylor as he was trying to create space underneath. I thought it was Sims here on the near side, but they actually hit Taylor with it. And so the inbound pass goes to the Eagles. Slager has it, tries to get it back to Fitzpatrick. It's poked free by Ibarra. Sims gets it back. Another one off the glass and in. 5-point game. The Hornets trying to make this one interesting. 32 seconds remaining in the third. Slagers picks up the dribble, finds Fitzpatrick. He crosses into the front court, throws to Smith in the near corner. Smith guarded by Taylor, tries to drive baseline, loses the dribble. He steps out. Hornets basketball. Good defense by the sophomore Kai Taylor. He's having a great third quarter. Again, those made free throws, and then also that defensive effort. Jeremiah Brunick checking in. He'll replace Taylor. Good effort, though. 19 and a half seconds to go. Henley could have the last possession of the quarter if they want. What do we got? We got a whistle. Any other subs? Okay. Here we go. Henley basketball. Ibarra inbounds to Pena away from the basket. Pena walking it up. Crosses the timeline with 15. Throws it to Ibarra now with 12. Ibarra finds Sims now with 10. Head fakes a 3. Driving inside. Gets it to Pena with 7 on the right wing. Pena backs back out now with 4. Pena driving inside with 2. A shot is no good. That will end the third quarter. Henley trailing only by 5, making a great effort here in the third, setting them up for a comeback in the fourth quarter. Back with more after this on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
(46-41) the score. Henley trails as we get started with the fourth quarter. 5 on the floor for Santiam Christian. It's Slagers, Fitzpatrick, also Johnson, Ball, and I think that's everybody. For Henley, it's Ibarra, Schmierbach, Sims, Hamilton, and Fullerton out there, and we are just about ready to get going. Schmierbach bounces it to Ibarra, and we're off and running in the fourth quarter. Finds Sims there on the left wing. Now to Schmierbach, still on the left side. Back to Sims in the corner this time. Dumps it to Hamilton. The ball's poked out of bounds. And Hamilton is going to keep possession for the Hornets. They're going to say that was last touched by Johnson for the Eagles. Oh, no, pardon me. A foul actually called on the Eagles. As Hamilton was pushed. And so Ibarra will get a chance to inbound at the baseline. Finds Fullerton beyond the arc, then to Sims left side. Sims trying to find room to pass it to the right. Instead finds Ibarra to the left. Ibarra brings it around the horn, top of the key. Now to the hands of Hamilton, same spot. Hamilton finds Sims off a screen. Sims trying to drive right, then backs back out. Throws it to Schmierbach, 20 to shoot. Now to the hands of Hamilton. Hamilton jab step right, then goes left, then goes right. A mid-range jumper hangs on the rim, doesn't go. Fullerton battles for the board. It goes out of bounds, last touched by Fullerton. Again, good effort, but Eagles get the basketball. Hornets trying to trap at half court here. Ball goes to Fitzpatrick in the backcourt. Fitzpatrick lofts it to Smith. Still haven't crossed the timeline yet. Now they do into the hands of Ball. Ball throws it near side to Fitzpatrick. Cross-court heave to Slager, guarded by Schmierbach. Now to the hands of Ball. Ball trying to drive the right side. Picks up the dribble, guarded tightly by Sims, then gives it out to Slagers. Now near side to Smith, then Fitzpatrick, 14 to shoot. Here's Ball driving in. It's poke free. Sims takes it. Throw goes ahead to Fullerton. The Hornets outnumbered in transition. They give it back out to Ibarra. That resets things. Now here's Sims on the left side. Sims guarded by Slagers. Takes a Hamilton screen going right. Now tries to drive inside. Sims, a tough bucket. Oh my goodness. Carson Sims with some serious contact down low, and that is going to be a foul. What do we got? Or a timeout? No, timeout called by the Hornets. 3-point game. Sims with an acrobatic finish. 6:40 to go. Back after this.
The best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan?
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
You know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
(46-43) the score, 6:40 to go in the ball game. The Hornets inching in closer to the Eagles. They have really done a nice job of the press, making things hard for the Eagles. They've dedicated themselves to the boards, as Bees has been in a little bit of trouble, I think. And just having him off the floor for the majority of that third quarter helped Henley quite a bit. They have played really great defense, and Brody Fullerton has done a good job on the glass in the meantime, but it looks like we're ready to go. Eagles start with the basketball. Fitzpatrick is going to bounce it over to Smith. Smith going to try to bring it into the front court, guarded by Ibarra. Dumps it underneath to Ball. Ball guarded in tight by Hamilton. Ibarra pokes it free. Loose ball picked up by Hamilton. Hornets have it. Down 3, 6.5 to go. Ibarra into the front court. Bounces it to Fullerton against Ball. He scores and one! Fullerton with the biggest hoop of the night so far. Still plenty left to go. 6:20 remaining, and he's still got to sink a free throw to tie. Right now, he's brought the Hornets within 1. Fullerton 0 for 2 at the line so far. Free throw is no good. Rebound grabbed by Biza. Back into the game for the Eagles. 1-point game, 6:15 to go. Driving inside is Smith. A tough bucket. Took it all the way in himself for 2. Ibarra bringing it up now for the Hornets. Has it head of the key. Tries to drive left. Gives it up to Hamilton. Hamilton thought about a 3. Driving into the paint. Strong take. Corbin too strong on the lay-in. And Biza cleans up the miss. Gives it up to Smith. Smith there on the far side of the floor. Now on the right side. Backs back out. Guarded by Ibarra. Gives it up to Fitzpatrick. Now near side to Van Leuven. Skips the pass to Slagers near corner. Back to Van Leuven. Throws it to Smith. Smith had trouble with the pass. Might have had a good look at 3, but unable to get it cleanly. Then throws it to Slagers. Slagers has a look at 3, unable to cash in. Hamilton battles for the board. Here comes Corbin. Hornets trail by 3, 5.5 to go. Hamilton throws it to Ibarra. Thought about a 3, then to Schmierbach in the corner to tie. No. Rebound is picked up by Fullerton. Fullerton battling hard inside. No whistle, no bucket. Here come the Eagles the other way, leading by 3, 5:16 to go. Slagers brings it into the front court, and coach calls time for the Eagles. We'll stick with you through this timeout. Only got one more to give here in regulation. I think we're going to be taking it later. But in the meantime, I want to remind you today's broadcast on mybasin.com is brought to you in part by Abby's Legendary Pizza. If you're looking for a great place to eat, head to one of Abby's Legendary Pizza locations for some of the best pizza in the Klamath Basin at 1919 Austin Street or 2226 Shalleck Street near OIT. Abby's Legendary Pizza is a proud supporter of high school sports. Also, I want to give a big shout out to the folks at Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. They exist to provide a clean, multi-use facility for the advancement of health, wellness, and longevity to their members and the community. We invite you to join Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club, where they feature top-of-the-line equipment, full-service personal training, and an array of group exercise classes. Still in a timeout here at Sisters High School, 48-45. 5:13 to go in the fourth quarter. The Hornets have trailed from the opening tip of this game, but they've battled back, dedicating themselves to the glass and working on that press. They've made it difficult for Santiam here in the second half. So far, by my tally, the Eagles have only scored 16 points in this second half thus far. Nearly halfway gone in the fourth quarter. To inbound is going to be Espen Peterschmidt for the Eagles. He'll do so in the front court. Peterschmidt inbounds in the back court, though, to Fitzpatrick, who brings it up. Gives it back to Peterschmidt. Peterschmidt back to Fitzpatrick. Back to Peterschmidt. Down underneath to Biza. Biza tied up by Ibarra and 2 other Hornets players. Gives it outside to Slagers. Slagers passes out to Fitzpatrick. 13 to shoot. The Eagles will reset. Pass comes near side to Peterschmidt. Whips it in the corner to Slagers. Slagers back to Peterschmidt. Guarded by Hamilton. Then Fitzpatrick. A deep 3 is no good. Rebound pulled down by Schmierbach. Hornets bringing it up. Schmierbach leading the charge. Throws it to Hamilton on the wing. Skips the pass underneath to Fullerton. Then to Schmierbach near corner. Thought about a 3. Then drives inside. Schmierbach was fouled on the floor. That is the third team foul for the Eagles in this period. The Hornets will still have the basketball. Someone's got to inbound. Here we go. Fullerton going to inbound for the Hornets. Fullerton lofting it high to Sims. Brings it in. Sims trying to create some space. Dribbles up to the head of the key, guarded there by Peterschmidt. Throws it over to Schmierbach, whips it to Ibarra in the corner, then down underneath to Fullerton. Fullerton backs down his defender, kicks it out to Hamilton. Thought about a 3, now driving in. Hamilton from 10 feet out drains the bucket. Score 48-47. 4:10 to go in the final quarter. Biza takes it all the way in and scores. He's been trouble tonight. 50-47, 4 minutes to go. Schmierbach along the far side of the floor. Right-handed dribble, throws it to Ibarra, then dumps it to Hamilton on the right block. Hamilton trying to find someone to get rid of it to, gets to the elbow, then throws it back outside to Ibarra. Ibarra then to Fullerton with 18 to shoot, gives it back to Micah. Micah trying to drive the left side, steps to the cup, high off the glass, no. Rebound picked up by Smith. Smith pushing the pace here for the Eagles, tries to loft it to Ibiza, but it's off his hands and out of bounds. And the Hornets will get the basketball back. Schmierbach to inbound. Gets it to Ibarra. Ibarra dribbles it into the front court. Takes a screen going left, guarded by Biza. Top of the key, great pass to Fullerton. Hamilton with the assist. Fullerton for 2. 8 points for the freshman today, and he brings the Hornets within 1. 3:18 to go in the fourth quarter. They pressure, they get a turnover. Schmierbach racing in, pump fakes for the lead. He can't score. Ibarra with the putback touch, not able to get it. Eagles keep the basketball. An opportunity for the Hornets to take the lead. They couldn't take advantage. Eagles have it now in the front court. 3 minutes remain, a 1-point game. Here's Slagers. Nearly travels, gets rid of it to Fitzpatrick. Then in the corner to Smith. Back to Fitzpatrick. Now near side to Peter Schmidt for 3. No. Rebound is battled for underneath, and Fullerton is going to be fouled, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, Fullerton was fouled trying to go for that rebound, and so the Hornets will take possession. 2:49 to go. 50-49. Thank you for joining us tonight on MyBasin.com. Ibarra into the front court. Takes it to the left side. Hands it off to Sims. Sims top of the key. Backs back out. Throws it to Schmierbach. Schmierbach with a left-handed dribble. Bounces it to Ibarra. Whips it to Hamilton. Hamilton nearly traveled. Puts it on the deck. Driving inside. Kicks it to Ibarra in the corner. Ibarra nearly loses it. 15 to shoot. The Hornets trail by 1. Hamilton resets. Hands it to Ibarra. Tries a 3. Splash! Ibarra with 14 points, and the Hornets lead for the first time tonight with 2:20 to go in the ball game. Timeout is called by the Eagles. We'll take this one. 52-50, 2:17 to go. Back after this on MyBasin.com.
Pacific Power works day in and day out to power our communities because we know our neighbors rely on us. We're trimming and clearing branches around poles and lines, protecting our system, and giving you real-time updates when storms roll in. You can count on us in all seasons. 24/7, we're here for you. Powering your greatness.
(52-50) our score. The Hornets have taken their first lead of the night with 2:17 to go in the ball game. Micah Ibarra with a triple to give Henley this lead. He's got 14 points right now. He's leading his team in scoring. Leading Santiam Christian in scoring is Braden Biza. He has got 22 points in the contest. And we're in for an exciting finish tonight here at the Sisters Shootout. All right, here we go. 5 on the floor for Henley. It is Ibarra, Fullerton, Schmierbach, Sims, and Hamilton. For the Eagles, it's Ball, Fitzpatrick, Smith, Biza, and Slagers. Slagers takes the inbound pass, head of the key. Gives it up to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick dribbles out beyond the arc, has it between the circles, gives it to Ball, whips it in the corner to Smith. Smith back to Biza beyond the arc. Now Slagers right side, guarded by Schmierbach. Pass comes near side to Biza, down underneath to Ball. He can't control the pass. The Hornets get the takeaway. Sims bringing the ball up for Henley. Has it along the right side. Sims thought about a triple, then hands it off to Ibarra. Then throws it to Schmierbach far side. Schmierbach calling for a screen. Fullerton slips it, gets it to Hamilton. Hamilton down underneath to Fullerton. Back out to Corbin. Catch and shoot 3, no good. Rebound chased down by Slager. Slagers bringing the ball up the floor for the Eagles. Trying to call for a screen, guarded by Schmierbach between the circles. Throws it over to Smith. Smith takes a screen going left, feeds Ball on the give and go. Then they find Biza on the cut. He lays in a left-handed floater to tie the game. 52-52, a minute 15 to go. Here's Schmierbach. Has it with his left hand, bounces it to Sims. Sims down underneath to Hamilton, nearly got tied up. Hamilton brings it back out beyond the arc, now to the hands of Sims. Sims, top of the key, driving into the free throw line, spinning around. He was fouled, and that should be the 5th foul committed by the Eagles, and it should earn Sims a couple free throws. Sims, scoreless in the first half, has 8 second-half points and is so far 2 for 2 at the free throw line. All right. Got a sub coming in as Slagers has fouled out. It'll be Peter Schmidt into the game. Sims at the line for 2, a chance to break our tie. Knotted up at 52, 60 seconds remain. Big free throws here for the junior. First Sims free throw is good. Henley has the lead, 53-52. Sims, his second free throw is also good. Henley with a 2-point lead, 54-52. 1 minute remains. Fitzpatrick into the front court. Right-handed dribble, throws it near side to Ball, nearly lost the pass. Ball tries a 3 to lead, he's unable to get it. Fitzpatrick pulls down the board, a fadeaway shot's no good. Hamilton tries for the rebound, tips it out of bounds. It'll remain Eagles basketball. 9 seconds separate shot and game clock, and the Hornets lead by 2. Biza to inbound. Ball high above his head, needs to find somebody. Able to find Ball, top of the key. Ball driving inside against Hamilton. Picks up the dribble, throws it outside to Smith, well beyond the arc. Smith backs things out for the Eagles. Now it's Fitzpatrick. Brings it up between the circles, guarded by Sims. Throws it to Smith near side. Smith denies a screen left, drives right, gives it outside to Ibiza. Ibiza loses it on the drive. He's fouled. Hornets can't believe it. Was it a shooting foul or not? Oh, no, they're giving him a shooting foul. Bees hasn't shot from that far all night. He's at the free throw line. He's been solid at the free throw line so far tonight. He's 4 of 4. He's got a chance to tie. So far, he's got 26 points. 24 points. He misses the first free throw. Timeout called by the Hornets. And we will have time. 27 and 4/10 of a second remain. And we will stick with you through this timeout. Want to remind you, tonight's broadcast on mybasin.com is brought to you in part by Howard's Meat Center, where tradition meets innovation with every cut and every bite of Smokin' H barbecue. As you step through their doors, you're not just entering a meat center, you're stepping back to a time when the quality of the meat and the depth of the customer service were everything. Check out Howard's Meat Center next to Les Schwab Tires on South 6th Street. Also, might as well give a shout out to Les Schwab Tires as well, another one of our sports sponsors. Les Schwab Tires with 3 locations in the Klamath Basin on Washburn Way, on South 6th Street, and in Merrill. Les Schwab Tires been doing the right thing since 1952. 54-52, our score right now is a full timeout taken by Coach Brian Stock. We'll have one more free throw on the way from Braden Biza. He missed his first free throw of the game a moment ago, and now a chance to bring the Eagles within 1. Gotta think, do the Eagles feel confident in an offensive board? If I were them, I would. See if Biza can knock down a free throw, or the reason I bring up an offensive board is if he misses, you get a chance to shoot 2 and tie the game instead of just bring yourself within 1. So interesting decision time for Tyler Ropp, head coach, the Santiam Christian Eagles. One timeout remaining for each team. And Biza at the line for 1. His team trails by 2. The free throw is no good. The rebound picked up by the Eagles. They keep possession. Shot clock is off. Peterschmidt bounces it down underneath to Biza, driving inside. His shot off the glass isn't good. Fullerton gets the rebound, and he's fouled. That'll be free throws coming up for Brody Fullerton, and big ones. Chance to make it a 2-possession ball game with a couple of makes. Hornets calling sort of an impromptu timeout here, as they've got 3 guards here talking to the coach as Fullerton gets set for his first of 2. He's 0 for 3 at the line so far tonight. Misses his first there. A second free throw to make it a 3-point game. The freshman stares down the rim. The shot is up. It is no good. The rebound is collected by Smith with 17 seconds remaining. They trail by 2. Smith bringing the ball into the front court, guarded by Ibarra, and a timeout is called by Santiam Christian. That was their final timeout. They want to talk it over for the final 12 9/10 of a second. They trail Henley 54-52. Like I said, Henley trailed nearly the entirety of this game. They didn't take their first lead until 2:20 remaining, and since then they've been able to keep the Eagles at about a 2-point difference between them. Now looking to shore this thing up, and they need one final defensive stop. It's been the best part of this second half, has been the Henley defense. A lot of turnovers created, a lot of havoc made, especially in the paint for guys like Braden Biza, a guy who had 16 first half points and has 8 here in the second half. They found a way to do their best against him. He's been a very quality player tonight off the bench for Santiam Christian. You've also got Clayton Slagers. He's got a couple of made triples, 3 made triples tonight for Santiam Christian, 11 total points. Espen Peterschmidt has a made triple as well. So decision, do you go for 2 to tie? Do you go for 3 to win? If Henley's able to get one more possession, Corbin Hamilton's had a great second half. Carson Sims has had a good second half. And you often feel confident with the ball in Ibarra's hands too. So a lot to talk over here in this timeout. 5 on the floor for Santiam Christian coming out of the break. It's Biza, Ball, Fitzpatrick, Smith, and Peterschmidt. For Henley, it's Hamilton, Sims, Ibarra, Fullerton, and Schmerbach. Here we go. 13 seconds remain. The Eagles to inbound. They find Peterschmidt in the backcourt. He brings it up 11. Now Smith with 9. Smith taking a screen, going right with 7. Spins around, throws a wild shot off. That falls. And a timeout is called by Henley with 2.7. I thought I saw the most acrobatic shot of my life of all time. And then that was a... What do we got? We got 1 timeout, right? Coach Stock called time. They're saying they have a timeout. Timeout called on the Henley bench. Not quite sure what happened on the Henley bench. But a technical was assessed. They had the timeouts, but there was still a technical. And we got a timeout. Go ahead and take this timeout as I try to sort some things out here. We'll be right back in a tie ball game with 3 seconds remaining. And I think the Eagles are going to have some free throws coming out of the break. We'll be back in just a moment on mybasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
54-50, was unable to find out anything about that technical, although the Eagles should have some free throws coming out of the break. 3.8 seconds remain. Five on the floor for Henley. It's going to be Hamilton, Ibarra, Pena, Fullerton, and Schmerbach, I believe. Those are the guys who are sitting down right now. So that's the best I can tell. Otherwise, for Santiam Christian, Fitzpatrick, Smith, Biza, Peterschmidt, and Ball. So Ibarra stays on the bench. Sims comes back in. So 5 on the floor for Henley. We'll just tell you the full list. It's Hamilton, Pena, Fullerton, Sims, and Schmierbach at a technical free throw to give his team the lead. Smith makes the first. And a second one on the way to make it a 2-point game. That one's no good. The Eagles will have the basketball. Henley's going to try to create an opportunity for a steal. Might try to foul. We'll see. Who do they send to the line? The Eagles have been good at the line so far tonight. Biza to inbound. He does it on the far sideline. Finds Ball. They're going to foul Ball after a second off the clock, and so a lot of fouls left to give, though. That was only their third. Got to do it 2 more times in 2.5 seconds. Hornets, I think, going to just try to go for a steal here. Off the inbound, they've protected this well so far. Biza to inbound. Finds Peter Schmidt. Peter Schmidt's fouled after another second runs off the clock. That's Henley's third foul. And we'll have another one. That foul was going to be charged to Pena. This time Biza inbounding from the baseline. Gets it in quickly, and no foul called that time. And so that will do it. 55-54. Santiam Christian comes out with the win. Back after this on mybasin.com.
Over the last year, you've heard and seen the advertisement for God's Gifts 2, a local photographer who travels to high school sporting events and takes individual and team action photos at a great price. Something you may not know, though, is that the money from God's Gifts Photography supports 6 children in Kenya who Annalisa has met on mission trips. If you'd like to capture your athlete in action and help support these kids, call 541-281-2206. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, the retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Final score tonight, Santiam Christian comes away with a victory against the Henley Hornets, 55-54 our final. Unofficially, the leading scorer of the ballgame, 24 points for Braden Biza. He was helped out by 11 from Clayton Slagers, 7 for Steen Smith, 5 for Espen Peterschmidt, and 4 for Brendan Fitzpatrick. Your scores there for Santiam Christian. For Henley, they were led by Micah Ibarra with 14 points, 11 for Corbin Hamilton, 10 for Carson Sims, 7 for Kai Taylor, 2 for Rafa Pena, 2 for Jeremiah Brunick, and I missed Brody Fullerton down here with 8 points as well. He had a great game tonight for Henley. Henley had this game, and, well, there's frankly no two ways to put it. They gave it away. There was technical fouls late, unnecessary fouls, and they gave this game away. There's no two ways to put it, so they'll have to try again tomorrow. They'll get a second chance at it when they get to play Taft at 1:30. They'll be playing over in Sisters Elementary School. The Henley Lady Hornets will be playing tomorrow at 3:15. They look to make it a perfect trip here in Sisters. The Henley boys try to avoid going 0 for 3 on their trip to Central Oregon. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for another edition of Henley Basketball. Thanks for everyone who helped us out today. Matt Hilders here at Sisters High School for giving us a place to sit, as well as both head coaches Tyler Ropp and Brian Stock. Thank you to you as well for joining us for another edition of Henley Basketball. Like I said, the Hornets will have a chance to right the ship tomorrow at 1:30 against Taft. But until then, my name is Josh Eldridge. Thank you so much for joining us. So long and good night from Sisters, Oregon.